Hello and welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally and my mind was absolutely blown away when I went on jw.org this morning. So 2 weeks ago we had a case where the Watchtower had said, if you want to be a friend of Jehovah, you need to swipe your credit card, maybe even set up some automatic payments. Then a week ago at the annual meeting, we had that spiritual gift locked behind a paywall where they told people, hey, give us money to help build this weird, bizarre museum that talked about an olive press and a boat. And then not only give us money to build that, but then spend the money to bring your family here and come and visit it if you want to get the spiritual gift. So I thought, okay, well, now I think we're all said and done when it comes to Watchtower talking about money. And they really blew my shorts off today with an absolute whopper. So that's what we're going to be watching today. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. It helps it get out to more people on YouTube, and I very much appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. We're only like 200, 300, somewhere in there, subscribers away from our goal of 10,000 for the year. So thank you guys so much for doing that. With all of that being said, let's do this thing. Also, comment down below. Do you like the skeletons? Is it too much? Is it scary? Open mouth, closed mouth? I don't know. Anyway, comment down below. Tell me what you think about the Halloween decorations. Anyway, let's do the thing.
As recorded at Luke chapter 6 and verse 38, Jesus encouraged his followers to practice giving. Your generous gifts of time, energy, and financial resources have shown that you take this encouragement to heart. You have made a practice of giving by continuing to look for ways you can support one another, both locally and globally.
So that scripture that he quotes there, I find a little bit interesting because it's basically Jesus saying, hey, if you give, then you'll also receive with that same measure that you're giving. And I would point that scripture to Watchtower and say, okay, other people are giving to you. What are you giving back? And then in his own comments, he does correctly identify something in saying that, well, it's the brothers and sisters in the local area that help other brothers and sisters in their local area or internationally. It's not the Watchtower that's doing anything to actually help people, and that will be explicitly obvious as we move forward. But I just find it incredible that they're always on about this. Wow, how great it is, and look at all the great things that happen, you know, when you are giving and donating money to Watchtower. But then when someone's in need, what does Watchtower say? Well, we don't have any programs to give people food, so then people give their money to Watchtower that says they're helping people, and then Watchtower doesn't do anything about it, and that same person that gave money to Watchtower, now they turn around and give money to the person in need, and Watchtower just kind of wipes their ass and laughs at the person saying, ha ha, wow, I didn't know that people were this gullible. Really amazing stuff.
The governing body has asked me to convey to you their sincere appreciation for your practice of giving. Your kindness contributes to the spirit that Jesus goes on to describe at Luke 6:38. Practice giving, and people will give to you. They will pour into your laps a fine measure, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. For with the measure that you're measuring out, they will measure out to you in return. Even if you feel your contributions are small, never forget that every one of your acts of generosity contributes to a ripple effect that goes from person to person and promotes generosity throughout our entire brotherhood. In the following video, notice some examples of how your donations were used to help our brothers and sisters recently, and how those same ones were then motivated to practice giving themselves.
Ah, yes, another great example to just replace Jehovah and Jesus with the governing body. The governing body would like me to thank you for giving of your money. And I do find it odd, this whole trickle-down effect that he mentions, where, well, when you see one person give, it's also going to motivate you to give, because generally speaking, if this is a charity of some variety, or an organization that does charitable work, someone would look at the work that they're doing and say, I could get behind that. That's pretty cool. Here's 20, 30, 50 bucks your way. I appreciate what you're doing. Like, that's just kind of how things function, at least in my mind. But what Watchtower does is they say, hey, look at that person that donated. Maybe you should donate too. And they're not like pointing to a thing that they're doing and saying, hey, look where your money's going. Well, they're, as he said at the end there, they're going to show us, but I think we all know where this is going. But I just find it bizarre because if I was donating to a particular charity and I noticed that their actual charitable gifts had been reduced by, like, let's just say 50% or 30%, as it is kind of with Watchtower, right? When you look at the amount of spiritual food that people get, it's all just kind of these poor videos and stuff, and you don't have the books and the magazines and all of that coming out quite as often. And those books and magazines are just rewrites of older publications anyway. So it feels like you're getting less of this spiritual food, and yet the amount that they're asking for has gone up by like 300%. So it is very odd, but let's take a look and see what he has to tell us about what the organization has done that is motivating people to give them more money.
I am deeply grateful for the valuable help I receive from the videos for the midweek meetings. These have helped me to make simpler presentations and many times to find just the right scripture to answer a certain question. They have also helped me to make better use of the videos in the ministry. I feel happy and very cared for by Jehovah, who gives us what we need and in the best way. And I am also aware that to have all these beautiful things, resources are needed. Resources to continue producing videos that teach us and that move us so much. So I am determined to continue planning my donations so that I can contribute and show my gratitude to Jehovah for the wonderful work they do.
Ah, yes. Don't you really get motivated when you see a testimonial that's been completely dubbed over? Doesn't that really motivate you? And you're like, wow, this is truly incredible. Look at this woman's experience, when we don't actually know what she was saying. But besides that, what is she pointing to that is wow, this is so great. I want to make sure I keep pumping resources towards Watchtower because they're providing this great thing. It's those ridiculously stupid videos about, hey, what to say on the initial call. Hey, what to say on the next return visit. I can't remember exactly where we did it, but me and Jake over at the Altworldly channel, we did a live stream where we were talking about one of these, and they're just completely useless. It's not anything crazy. And if you think about the actual production quality that's going into these, it's not that much. What is it? It's some people that are like animated are like blacked out, so you can't really tell. I think it's because it helps them to translate it into various languages. And it's shot in 720p, and then people just do voice over it. Like, I could make one of those videos in, I don't know, a couple hours. Wouldn't be that hard. I wouldn't need someone's money from Argentina in order to set that up. It's absolutely insane. And I just find it weird that it's like, wow, I have this poorly made video and this woman's testimony, so therefore I should feel motivated to give money to $1 billion multi-international corporation, right? That's clearly the message that they're trying to give. But I submit to you, the fine people of the internet, does this motivate you to want to give more money to Watchtower?
I have enjoyed life at Bethel for almost 60 years, and I have lived in various different buildings. The needs of the work were cared for at the previous branch for more than 30 years. It was very nice, and I experienced a certain nostalgia when I left it. Now we have something that we would never even have imagined when we started talking about a new branch. It is really comfortable, beautiful, functional, and worthy of the God we represent. Today, I thank our loving Heavenly Father, Jehovah, for this new branch. And I do not forget to thank the brothers for their generous contributions. This reminds me that I also have to make my own donations, just as every other member of the Bethel family does. I am very happy and very grateful to Jehovah for allowing me to enjoy this beautiful provision.
Oh yes, this is not the Twilight Zone. I have not dubbed this in. This isn't a comedy skit or anything. This is Watchtower in its own words, saying Bethelites, all Bethelites, are supposed to donate money. What money? What money do Bethelites have? My brother served at Bethel for, I don't know, it was like around 5 years or something like that. And I think he got from the Watchtower $90 a month to pay for like toothpaste and shoes and clothes and gas for his car and insurance. So basically, after he accounts for all of just the normal things, he was in the negative. So we had to send him money or else he wouldn't have anything. And what Watchtower is telling them now is they need to still be donating. If you're a Bethelite, for those of you that don't know, they sign a vow of poverty saying that they will not take any contracted secular jobs that unless the Watchtower approves it. So they literally, in some kind of legal way, can't take any kind of work or jobs. A lot of them do like a little construction because they get like one weekend off every other weekend. So maybe during that time they'll do like a job for a brother or sister in the area and they'll just, give them some cash under the table. And, who really cares? It's just some 19-year-old kid that's working for a cult for free. Give them a couple $100, right? But what are you talking about, Watchtower? Like, what are you actually talking about? Bethelites have nothing. They have no savings. They have no money. The only money they're getting is from their family members. And so how I translate this in my head is, okay, you have a Bethelite. They're getting money from their family members so they can buy, toilet paper and toothpaste and shoes and gas in their car. Maybe go out to a restaurant with their friends and have pizza and a beer. Whoa, wow, those greedy Bethelites. We need to make sure we're getting some of that scratch. Hey, let's make a video and say, hey, Bethelites need to donate too. And if you think Watchtower won't stoop that low, remember back when they had the Caleb and Sophia video saying, hey kids, do you need money for ice cream? No, you don't need money for ice cream. Jehovah needs that money. They have no shame. They have no limits. Children should give their ice cream money. Homeless people should give their social security checks to Watchtower. That is how I read this. Whoever you are, wherever there's a penny laying around, I bet they would tackle someone if they were wearing penny loafers. My God, I've never heard this in all of my time being or thinking about Jehovah's Witnesses. I've never heard this thing about Bethelites are expected to be donating money as well. It is far and away the greediest thing I've ever heard from Watchtower. Bethelites have literally nothing whatsoever. And they're like, hey, we know you guys, work those little jobs on the side. You get that little side scratch. We know your mom and dad or your brother are sending you a couple $100 a month to put gas in your car. We want it. And we want it now. It is so crazy. And to me, it really hits the alarm bells that something is wrong. The Watchtower is not okay financially if they're going this far. Because if a Bethelite is watching this, and obviously they're watching it, they were the ones that were helping make this video, shooting it, recording it, doing the voiceovers and everything. A Bethelite that has, $15 in his bank account, and he hears them saying, hey, don't forget to donate. I don't think that's going to go over very well. And another fabulous misstep from Watchtower in trying to squeeze people for just that extra few little dollars is going to definitely backfire on them. I wouldn't be surprised if this video is taken off their website in the next month after they start getting some backlash and phone calls and letters from it.
I work with the Bulu translation team in Iboloa in the south of Cameroon. Voluntary donations help to cover the basic needs of translators, such as food, offices, accommodations, and transportation. Also, thanks to these donations, we are happy to have received the Enjoy Life Forever book in Bulu. Publishers no longer have to translate the material for their students. With the book in Bulu, they can go straight to the point, which makes the study more interesting. Knowing that my donations help to realize such projects, not only for the Bulu language, but for the many other languages Jehovah's organization translates into, is an amazing privilege.
All right, if you go and actually look at what kind of growth is happening with respect to, the increase from 2020 to 2021, we don't have the current figures yet. Be on the lookout because those will be dropping soon, and I will definitely be doing a video on it. But if you look at Argentina and Cameroon, Argentina, I think, grew by 1%, which would be consistent of the regular old birth-death rate, and Cameroon had a 0% increase over the previous year. So 0% increase and 1% increase. So really get your head into this. What is people's money going to? What is it going to? If the whole shtick is, wow, we have these wonderful spiritual tools that are helping us, with our Bible studies and bringing people into God's organization. And then you actually look at the numbers and it says, well, you're not even keeping up with the birth-death ratio. You can't even keep the children that are born into the religion in it, let alone bringing other people into it. It's not working. So what is my money actually going to?
When the Tal volcano erupted, it had a very big effect on me personally. And for my part as a wife and a mother of 3, it was truly difficult for me to face. Jehovah provided for our needs by means of the brothers. This truly brought us joy and happiness. So we never felt that we were lacking anything. That was what encouraged us to also help our brothers by giving our time and energy, especially to those in need. Whether it is a little or a lot, when Jehovah sees that it comes from our heart, He will surely value it.
Curiously absent from this example is what actually did Jehovah's organization, provide for you? She didn't even say it. She just said, we're amazed. Here's some random pictures that don't exactly correlate to the outside setting. The outside setting was absolutely beautiful. Maybe I should move to the Philippines. Good golly, Miss Molly. But there was a tree with some ash on it. And I'm not trying to be insensitive because obviously a lot of people were affected in extremely negative ways here. But we would need more details for this to be motivating, right? Here's some random pictures and a woman drawing pictures with her kids that appreciated Jehovah's help, and it motivated her to donate more money. Well, what is this money going to? And this is a fundamental thing. If you want to really piss people off, if you want to really make them angry, a speed run route is to ask for donations for something and saying, hey, we're doing this. Oh, it's going to help with this really important work. And oh, yes, we're really going to put this to good use. And then not actually tell them what they're actually spending the money on. Not actually detailing, hey, we received this amount of money And here is how it was spent. What Watchtower does is they take that money and say, thanks for the donations. Now we can fight these court cases where we're trying to fight the government about our right to protect our files, so we don't have to disclose all of the rampant CSA that happens within our organization. And that's grimy, man.
It is heartwarming to see the practice of giving that is evident throughout Jehovah's organization. Your ongoing contributions, regardless of the size or method, all contribute to the growth and unity of our brotherhood. This pattern of giving is part of our worship and brings honor to our Heavenly Father. Despite challenging circumstances, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, natural disasters, and even economic uncertainty, you have been overwhelmingly generous.
So, I have a challenge, or I don't really know what to call it, but the first thing I noticed whenever they showed the guy delivering that package was the names on the package and on the milk box there, because that's something local in my area. So it's Smith Brothers Farms. My uncle, he has been a milkman for, I think since I've been alive, I reckon. So for over like 30 years, he's been a milkman for Smith Brothers Farms. So they had that sitting on the doorstep. And then Garden Fresh is just a company that started, I think, in the 80s or 90s or something, just a little bit north of where I live. And I'm like, okay, so is this just a random clip of, like, from the company Garden Fresh? So if you find people of the internet want to get your detective goggles out and see if you can figure out the mystery, I would greatly appreciate it. Comment down below. Whoever figures it out, that would be amazing. But I'll try and look into it myself. But looking through all of the promotional videos for Garden Fresh seems a little bit tedious and not something I'm terribly interested in. But hey, if anyone wants to take up that challenge, then feel free and go for it. But I just thought it was curious. It's like, okay, you have a guy delivering a box of Garden Fresh, which is just like pre-cut meals and with like anyway, yes, you can look it up online. What does that have to do with Watchtower? Like, it's not like, hey, back at the headquarters, we, made all of these pre-made casseroles for people, and we know they were going through a hard time during the pandemic, so we started shipping those out. They just showed a guy delivering a Garden Fresh package to a family that already has food delivered to them. But anyway, yeah, I did find this kind of interesting just for the fact of, this is just a normal, like, everyday company in my local area. What's significant about Watchtower here? I didn't really see the connection, so I would be curious if they just added in a promo video from like Garden Fresh or something and tried to pretend like, oh, look at the good that we're doing, and they just insert someone that or just insert a secular company and what they were doing. It's really wild. This video is something else, I swear.
Jehovah certainly takes note of your generous spirit, and we do as well. It is our prayer that Jehovah continues to bless your practice of giving with a fine measure, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. Thank you for all you have done and continue to do.
And thus ends one of the most bizarre videos I have ever seen come out from Watchtower. A real humdinger, if I do say so. And I watch a lot of Watchtower videos, so I really don't know what to make of it. It just seems like a bad idea, and somehow it slipped through the cracks. Someone didn't come and tell whoever approved that this video go up, hey, this doesn't look very good. This just stinks of desperation and, being a really grimy televangelist. Like, give us money. It doesn't matter how much. We'll take your pennies. We'll take your thousands. We'll take your property. Even if you're at Bethel working full-time for 30 years for the organization, donate, donate, donate. It's It is very, very cringe. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the laugh. Also, it's not funny because I know my family members are going to look at this and start writing checks to Watchtower, and that really upsets me. But I guess it's their time. They can do what they like, so whatever. But hey, thank you so much for joining me for another wild rebuttal. This one was a little bit just random. I didn't expect it. It's not part of a series or anything, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I don't know, comment. I've asked for comments like 3 times, so at this point, what are we going to comment? Comment that